Welcome to Kung Fu Havoc number 2. I thought I'd take the time to make sure I made one more video before I go in the house because I have to pack all this shit up. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit of some shit that happened to me this week. First, I've had a really, really bad week. School, working, not being happy. And so I want to give you guys a heart-to-heart. Alright? I had this conversation with my nephew, or whatever. And you know, I want to tell you guys, one, I'm really not a happy person. Yeah, I put on a brave face and everything, but I haven't been happy in a very long time. I don't even really know what the hell happiness actually is. Alright. That reduces the buggage. Alright. So, I don't really know what the hell happiness is. I have a crush on a girl who probably will never give me the time of day. She's famous, I'm not. It's not that bad. She's a local girl. My friends know who she is, especially CM. But if God works that out in my favor, then ZZ will be mine. You know, here's the hoping. So anyway, leaving that completely alive, this entertainment business, it will chew you up and spit you out. Alright? And I'm making this video because when I make it, I hope that the rewards are worth it. Because I've been at this shit for 19 years, since I was 27 years old. So if you can do the math, I'm pretty up there in age. I'm almost 50 years old. There was a studio that came to Virginia with the promise of Hollywood East. At the door, they told me, we don't make kung fu movies. They shattered my dreams, and I'm still fighting to attain that dream. I've been doing martial arts since I was 7 years old. I've been street fighting since I was 6. I've never had a professional fight. I joined the military at 37 years old. The military was my last shot at life in general because I had nothing. I got my heart broken. I started having depression, all kinds of shit. But I think I may have been depressed a majority of my life and just didn't know what the fuck it was. But when I got out of the Army, it only got worse because I failed at many things, and the Army was like my last shot. Because I would rather die a hero fighting for everyone else than lay here in Charlottesville, Virginia, and have nothing. I started this channel before I went to the Army. I had to start this channel because my other channel, some stuff went wrong, and I didn't have a Gmail when Google bought YouTube or whatever. And everything just has, for like the last 10 years, my life has been nothing but sour grapes and apples, and the wine is pretty bitter. However, I haven't given up. So I'm going to talk to y'all about giving up. Because that thought crosses my mind every day. Every day. I don't know what I'm doing wrong on this channel. Right? I have 96 beautiful followers, and I thank you all very much. And like I said, I'm not quitting anytime soon. The coronavirus has just slowed stuff down. My hip replacement has eliminated all the shit that you can see me do on Kung Fu Havoc number 1. Wushu training's out. Certain martial art moves are out because my arsenal has been cut in half. Reverse tornado kicks, they don't want me doing that. They don't want me riding bicycles. They don't want me doing any fucking thing. When you have only one thing to live for, which for me is Kung Fu. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have a life. I go to work. I go to school. That's it. I'm changing my life for the better. And I need you guys here at YouTube to get that. I need you to share my stuff. But I'm not going to drive it down your throat. So a couple of years ago at a GalaxyCon, the one where I met my crush, so I had to take a opt-out, you know, and it has nothing to do with my crush. It has something to do with facts of life. Alright, I love GalaxyCon. I love Comic-Con. I love all those things. And if I could do that for a living, I would jump at the chance. No one's given me a chance at anything ever in life. I've never had an opportunity to shine. You know, YouTube is my stress relief because the 96 of you keep me alive, you know. This is not a ploy for more videos or more followers or shit like that. And I'm not going to let you see me cry. And the other day I was talking to a lady. In fact, it was like 2 days ago when I went to go put an application in for another job because I need money. I have a book deal in the works with Page Publishing. I talked to them today. I have to go do my email. I have to get all this stuff clarified by the weekend's end. And, you know, That isn't what I want to do, but I need to be happy, and Kung Fu makes me happy. The only bad news is that no one's given me the opportunity to shine outside of the 96 of you here on YouTube. So I thank you for that. But there comes a time where you have to live in reality. And I do now have a certificate coming for police science or criminal justice. I think it's criminal justice. And I'm going for my associate in police science, which goes back to school. They had withdrawn me from a class. In the class I was worried about failing, I actually passed. But my computer wasn't functioning, not the one I'm filming on, but the other one. It just would not send her the work. And here I am panicking about failing. So whatever they sent me about pass fail, I got to withdraw because my teacher did me a solid. Thank you, Mr. Flick, by the way. After he explained everything to me 2 days ago, it was just I was so worried about passing because I suck with computers. I can make a movie on the damn thing. That's it. I could probably make a music if I could actually sing, which I am going to be working on 2 songs, by the way, really soon, possibly tonight, by weekend's end, probably. But I've had a really hard life. And I have been a victim of many and multiple circumstances. And like I said, I was talking to the lady about how every time there's been a casting call, I've made videos about this too, and I keep getting the same shit. You're not a bad-looking man, Mr. Williams, but you're not what we're looking for. And most of that is because no one knows what the fuck my ethnicity is when they see me. Some white people, they know I'm mixed with black, but they don't know what I'm mixed with the black, so I have to explain to them. Some white people think that I'm Mexican, and no, I'm not Mexican, and no, Mexicans are also Native American. I hail from a Cherokee tribe at Powhite, Powhite Reservation. My great-grandmother on my father's side was full-blooded Cherokee. Her daughter was Cherokee. My father's father was black. My mother's mother is Cherokee or Cherokee and black. She was adopted, so we're not really sure how her bloodlines tie. My mother's father was black and white. My mom looks white. I've lost her twice in Scottsville at the flea market. Anyway, that neither being here or there, I told a lady the other day, I want to quit. I want to shut down this channel. I want to just up and just say fuck it and give into the hands of fate and just get this fucking job as a police science and criminal investigator or whatever the hell it is that I can get a job, if I can get a job. But I weigh the pros and cons on that because I've come really far in 19 fucking years. It'll be 20 years in basically August that I have been busting my ass at this business. Now back to the studio here in Virginia. The reasons why I didn't leave Virginia, it wasn't that I couldn't. It was that my father was in poor, horrible health. My mom is in poor, horrible health. And I got some siblings that lack responsibility. Almost all of them, except for my older sibling and my youngest sibling, have a lack of responsibility. And I got stuck playing the daddy role because bad procreation choices. And I got screwed a lot by my family. And, I'm still being screwed by them. So I'm making life changes. I'm trying to get my life together. But I want to be happy. And to be happy, I want to make movies. I don't give a fuck if I don't get paid that much. I just want to make enough that I can live off of. I don't need a big fancy house, but I would like to have a house of my own. I don't need a fancy car. Just enough money to keep the car I have, maintenance. I'm not a hard person to please. And this has taken every bit of my soul to keep going. I mean, to keep going. For you guys, it's the 96 of you that are watching, thank you. And even though I maybe get 1 or 2 views, thank you. And for the 5,000 people on Facebook that don't come over here to watch this shit, it would help me a lot if you did. I mean, you don't have to stay. You can subscribe and then just don't watch. And that would be great. And the same thing with the guys on Instagram. It would be great if you guys watched at least one video. And that might be asking too much. But I'm not like all the other people that's like, here's my Patreon, here's my PayPal. No, I don't want your money. I want to make my own money by getting a job and be a working actor. I don't have to be the star. If I'm in the movie for 10 minutes, just cut the damn check. If I'm blessed enough to get a job with Disney, I don't have to be a star. Just cut the check. Hell, I don't have to have any lines. Just give me the job. No. Give me the job and give me an acting coach, because I don't know if I'm a good actor or not. I know what I do for myself is okay because it's what I want to see myself do. Where when I do for others, I want to be a professional and have what is necessary to get the shit done. Pardon my French. Now, I'm taking this time to give you this heart to heart because, normal people would have quit by now. I mean, it's almost 20 years to the day. And I've made movies. I made a web series. It got stolen. I put a watered down hunk of junk up here. It's Guardians of the Earth 1, 2, and 3. It's actually 7 episodes in all. And everything went to hell. And then COVID hit. So me getting help to get it actually fit and put on here is not happening. And I need to go and try filming tomorrow so that I can find out how to use this damn editing process on this machine so I can get something up before I decide if I'm going to just up and quit or not. And here's the sad part about that. There's no way in hell I really want to quit. I do not want to quit, but there comes a time where you have to weigh the pros and cons. I'm almost 50. I've never gotten a break. The studio here in Virginia, in Petersburg, are some lying sacks of crap. So they told me they didn't make kung fu movies, and then they came out with The Expendables. They've done a few movies with Scott Adkins. They've done a few movies with Michael Jai White, but I couldn't get a chance at 27. Those guys were already known, and I couldn't get known. And the fact of the matter that they came here with the promise of Hollywood East destroyed me. I didn't leave Virginia because I could swear to God there was no way in hell I wasn't going to make it. I didn't think that I couldn't make it. I didn't think that I wouldn't get a shot. I didn't think that they would lie. I didn't know a damn thing about SAG. And that's where shit kind of went south. So when I got there, because the news reporter, Rick Young, hi buddy, he's here in Charlottesville now. He was in Richmond at the time. Him and the runner of the show there said, we promise you guys Hollywood East. All right, I'm not going to name the studio. I'm not trying to have a fight with them. I'm pretty much done. I'm just upset that, they told me they didn't do kung fu movies, and within 3 years of that, they made a kung fu movie, because I don't care what you call it, it's an action movie, but you tell me that Jet Li doesn't know kung fu, I'll slap you in the face. You tell me Dolph Lundgren's not a Swiss kickboxing champion, go Google it. And then you tell me Randy Couture hasn't been a UFC champion, Stone Cold's a wrestler. You're going to tell me none of these guys have some kind of martial art training, and I'm going to give you the finger, because they do. Wrestling is a form of martial arts. In fact, it is the most well-rounded form of martial arts. Wrestling is basically MMA, only with more grappling and takedowns and shit, where if you're doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or Judo or Jiu-Jitsu, you have takedowns and you have grapples. Same thing with Kempo, same thing with Kung Fu, same thing with Wushu. Every martial art has a grappling technique, and anyone who tells you doesn't have not been being taught properly by their martial art instructor. Even Taekwondo has grappling, even if you will rarely ever use the shit. But most Kung Fus do have grappling. Tiger, Dragon, Mantis, Eagle, all of them have grappling techniques. And so, when the studio was coming, my dad and I, God rest his soul, my dad's been dead for 5 years, and I promised him I would never give up. No, I would hate to have to break that promise. But it's getting to the point where I may have to break that promise and just shut down YouTube, shut down Facebook, and just vanish into the night. So, my dad and I, we went to Petersburg that day, and we got sent away that day. I was the first one in and the first one to leave. And then the guy told me, you know what, why don't you go make a kung fu movie and bring it back to us? So Sundance was just popping off, and these guys were just opening up. So Sundance at least sent me my movie back and a letter. Studio in Petersburg never gave me a second thought after they told me, we don't do kung fu movies. And within 2 to 3 years of that, The Expendables came out, which I, mind you, Arnold, Sylvester, Bruce Willis in the franchise, Jason Statham, Jet Li, Dolph Lundgren, Terry Crews, Randy Couture, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and that's just the first film. Arnold came in, I think, in the second film, or Bruce Willis. One of them came in the second film, and then Chuck was even in the second or the third film. But those guys do the same thing I do. They're well known, and I was just given the finger. You know, it's like, oh, well, we don't do kung fu movies, and we're not going to give an up and start 27-year-old who wants to burn the midnight oil. And I tried to get, before they sent me away, I tried to get any and every job that they had. I was like, do you have a dishwasher? Do you have a cook? Do you have a janitor? Do you have a guy that holds the mic? Do you have anything? And I was told no, because I didn't have an appointment. I didn't have a SAG card. And to get into SAG, you have to have actual money to be a SAG actor. I don't have money because no one's giving me work, and you can't just go into a theater if you're not a theater actor. I suck at theater, and theater, unless I was blessed to play Othello, but I'm not shaving my head bald like Lawrence Fishburne. That's not an option. And I'm not as good an actor as Mekhi Phifer. I don't do theater. William Shakespeare didn't really write anything about black people except Othello. I would love to play Puck, because what fools these mortals be. But you can't work if no one gives you an opportunity. You can't work as if you go to every casting call and they don't tell you to your face, well, we're not looking for mixed people. We don't know what you are. You're not a bad looking man, but you're not what we're looking for. Then the one opportunity that I could have had, the university kids were making a film, and I got the role as the starring bad guy. But the two kids got to fighting because one guy's girlfriend caused a fucking clusterfuck, and that was it, you know. So here I was learning the 619, not knowing that I'm not even going to be in their movie because there's not going to be a movie. You know, when I found out that the movie got scrapped, when I bumped into the guy and asked him, so, you know, I've been practicing 619. When are we going to do this thing, yo? He's like, yeah, the movie got scrapped, bro, and me and the guy, we parted ways. So I don't even know what happened to those guys. Now back to the studio. When I made the Kung Fu movie, it was called Fallen Dragons. The principle was easy, and I couldn't remake it because to remake it, I need to buy everyone who's in the movie out of the movie or make them reoccur in their role. They've all probably gone on to have prosperous lives, and to them, I apologize profusely to everyone who's ever crossed my path to help me out on this journey. Let me get that out of the way right now. So, to the Bowie sisters, I apologize. To Adrian Cow, who played my half-brother, thank you, and I apologize. Also, thank you to the Bowie sisters. To Philip, thank you, and I'm sorry that I have failed you. To Chan, who froze my toes because pressure points do work. Eric, thank you, man, and I apologize. To Lewis, the only African, real African in the show, thank you, and I apologize. And to all of you, you know, I'm going to put that up on my YouTube channel before I shut this bitch down. I promise I'm going to put this bitch up there. I just have to find the damn tape. To Bruce Johnson, I apologize. To Jay Diz, I apologize. And to the mystery dude that played the total bad guy, I apologize. Mostly because I have forgotten your name. I think it was Justin. I can't remember. But he's the guy towards the end that I just can't catch. It's like he's walking his ass off and I'm burning ass and I just can't catch him. And that was like my very first movie, technically. I did a movie before that where I did weapons demonstrations at the University Amphitheater. And I did Black Rob's How Dare You. I did some side whirling. I did the Chinese fighting fan when it was actually a real fan instead of that thing you see me with. I didn't do the chain. I did nunchucks, the fan. I did some other shit. I don't have the footage. It's on a VHS tape somewhere in my shed. I've had an amazing journey. It was a horrible journey, but an amazing journey at the same time. And it's not over. But, you know, like I said, there's not a day that goes by that I don't want to just say fuck it and quit. And it gets closer to me saying I quit more than get up and try again. But I continue to get up and try again. But I really want to quit. I want to quit more than I want to try again. And that's why I'm giving you guys this heart-to-heart now. Because I don't know what I really want to do. Because I want to make movies. I really want to make movies for the rest of my life. But you can dream all you want. And sometimes dreams come true and sometimes they don't. And that's the honest to God truth on that. I'm not going to sit here and tell everybody dreams come true. Now, if my dream does come true, I'll have to take that statement back. And dreams kind of come true if you want them bad enough. And as bad as I want this, it's not happening. Now I have to live in reality. It's not fucking happening. I can blame a lot of this on my family, but I mostly got to blame myself for the inability to say no. But, I made another movie called A Clone Affair. That came out way before the Gemini Man was even a thought, where I fought myself. Me and Jay Diz fought ourselves. And if I find that, I'll put it up here. The hard drive that had it on was destroyed. And it won't but 4 of us, or 3 of us, or 2 of us doing A Clone Affair. So to Jay Diz, yo bro, I'm sorry. To Bruce Johnson, yo bro, I'm sorry. I don't regret making any of my movies. Not a one. Now let me go to the cast of Dragon's Breath. Dragon's Breath was my 3rd attempt at making a movie, and it was pretty decent. I showed you guys clips from that. You'll see me and Jay Diz fighting blindfolded at a coliseum. And Virginia has lots of great places to film. It just doesn't have the opportunities to make stars out of us. And that's the part that sucks, because that little studio with the promise of Hollywood East made a movie about Thomas Jefferson, and it starred Sam Neill and Carmen Ejogo, and they would not give me the time of day. I almost made it into Evan Almighty, but that didn't happen. And then one of the ladies there tried to get me to go to North Carolina, but I didn't have a ride to North Carolina, so the hands of fate slapped me twice. And for that, they wanted me to go there, because the lady was talking to me. She's like, look, you look more Native American than black, and we need Native Americans down there. Not that North Carolina and South Carolina don't have an abundance of Cherokee down there, or other Native Americans. There are more than Cherokee tribes out here, people, just trust me. But, there's a difference between giving an opportunity and never getting an opportunity. And I fall in the category of never giving an opportunity. So, YouTube was supposed to be my golden ticket. Dragon's Breath would have been great. Fallen Dragons would have been great. And let me apologize to everyone in fucking Dragon's Breath, especially Mr. Hector Lee, because I could have done better. I should have done better. I tried everything, and it just failed. It went to hell from day 2, because after the rehearsal, which kind of was my fault, that it was kind of foul, because I didn't practice enough before I rehearsed, and I just tried to improv the shit. And Mr. Lee was very patient, and he did his job. He did very, very well, and I hope he's well wherever he may be. The Charles and the dance lady, I forgot her name. To the other females in the group, I forgot their names. Thank you guys. I'm sorry that I failed you. To Jay Diz and his cousin, thanks for being heads in the room. I'm sorry that I failed you. I'm very successful at failing. I can tell you that right now. I'm very successful at failing. So the concept of that movie was a magical breath of a dragon would give people eternal life. If you could get it, it would make you damn near invincible. But my family, I'm supposed to be the son of a Chinese man and a black woman, and I am going to use the Kibanagoku Oranami touch, the touch of death, whatever the mythical I can kill you with the touch thing in the movie. Because this guy was supposed to become a god, and I was supposed to prove that gods could die. Thank you, Taz. We're not really good friends now, but thank you, Taz, for showing up for that 2 days that you actually showed up. And me and Jay Diz worked out pretty good. And, the Ghost Trails was not my idea. I'm pretty fast without them. But, thank you, Charles, for playing 2 people, because he played a student in the room with Miss Edna. Thank you, Miss Edna. I'm sorry I failed you. Thank you to your dancer, and thank you to Miss Williams. I'm really sorry that I failed you guys. Miss Williams is doing pretty good in her acting career, by the way. But the girl that left the group, she left the day we were going to film. Like, the very fucking day we were going to film. Like, after rehearsal was set, I didn't have time to replace her. I wanted to use one of the dancers, but the dancer was just too damn stiff. And it's hard to transition from dance to kung fu. If you do ballet, it's one thing. If you do hip-hop, it's another. And some people can transcend from hip-hop and ballet to martial arts. It's a lot easier for them than it is for a martial artist to transcend from martial arts to ballet. No, I can never do ballet. And I no longer can do splits anymore because of my hip replacement. The doctor said there's a lot of shit that I will never do again, and it's not because I can't do it here. It's because they physically don't want to have to put my hip back in. Plus, they had to do a little extra. So, yeah. So, I also did a movie called Cleanup. I forgot the white guy who was the bad guy, who was my boss. I want to thank Bruce Johnson and that guy, and I'm sorry that I failed you. I also want to thank Lewis because he was also in the movie as the bad guy. We did this whole Matrix thing. If I find it again, I will put that here. And finally, I did The Path of Ascension. Path of Ascension was the last movie I did. You could go find that on Kung Fu Havoc #1 with a lot of my other martial arts stuff. Now, The Path of Ascension spawned the webisode series Guardians of the Earth. So to everyone on Guardians of the Earth, Jay Diz, Courtney Monroe, Prince Tay, goddammit, Dijon, and Rodney, and CLS. Who the hell am I missing? Besides myself. I want to thank you guys, and I'm sorry that I failed you. I am not sorry that I failed myself because I didn't really fail myself. It just wasn't in the cards, you know. Now, have I quit? Have I given up? I don't know. I mean, I want to. I really fucking want to. I want to quit so bad, you know, because it's like the more I try, the harder this has gotten. I have done everything in the last 10 years but actually fucking act in something that wasn't mine, you know. And I don't know if I'm ever going to get the chance. No, I really don't. And people are like, well, maybe you can get into this. And, you know, if I was 10 years younger, if I was 37, you know, or 36 or whatever, yeah, man. And I'm in great, let me rephrase that. I'm in fair shape for a guy with a hip replacement. I'm not in military shape anymore. Because when I joined the military at 37, I was in fair shape, but I wasn't in great shape. But by the time I got out of the military, I was in great shape. See, there's fair shape and civilian great shape. They're the same thing. There's military shape. That's a whole nother fucking level. And I'm going to get back into military shape. So if I don't have anything else before I die, I will have that. And you know, it is horrible that in this country, that in the 50 states that we have, you can't get your dream job if you don't live like in Florida or New York or California. And that's really pathetic and horrible. And like I said, had I known that I wasn't going to get a shot at my dream when the studio came here, I would have moved to LA. No. All I would have needed was like family to give me a roof over my head just for a few days, long enough to get a job pushing burgers until I could do that. But at the time when that studio came, I said, well, fuck, why move to LA and push burgers? I can push burgers right here because Rick Young and the guy that was running the studio, I don't know if he still runs it or owns it, said that, you know, we're bringing Hollywood east. No longer do you have to move to LA to get a chance to make movies and make your dreams come true. Thank you. Because that was the biggest whitewash fucking lie I've ever been told. Because if it was the truth, I wouldn't have got turned away at the door of the fact that I'm not a SAG actor. I could have been a writer. I've got like 400 or 500 scripts in my room ready to go about mixed people. And why? Well, stay tuned for part 2. And no, that's not a fart. That's my wet ass shoes on the bottom of this seat. Just to prove that. Alright. I'll do part 2 out here too.